sanitation industry for 35 years. Tirelessly searched for solutions to rural water and sanitation, and they have found the answer in an affordable and most effective system, chemical-free and environmental-friendly system to enhance the lives of the rural people. Put our hands together for Mr. Yorubole.
Thank you very much. Good morning to one and all here present. I would like to start off by giving a big thank you to Mr. Curtis Mabena, Mr. Bukani Mtia, Mrs. Prakama Nganka for affording us the opportunity of presenting and demonstrating what to us is the solution to water and sanitation challenges which present themselves in our beautiful Rainbow Nation. In the talks by the students which we've been privileged to listen to over the last 2 days and to watch their plays, which are absolutely unbelievable, the main thread has been two things: life and dignity. I would like to introduce to you two solutions which would certainly bring both these vital human needs to our rural and economically challenged communities. We pride ourselves in our mission of changing the lives for the better for all people living in areas who face the daily challenges of clean drinking water and ongoing sanitation difficulties. Firstly, I would like to introduce you all to the life-changing Water Genie filtration system. A system which not only has proven results, which you will see later, but has an effectiveness on the cleaning of water never seen before, I believe, in this country, certainly not before, whilst eliminating the need for chemical additives, which of course come with their own side effects. The problem. As we know that in what we've heard over the last few days, in the rural areas, especially where people are dependent on pit toilets, some people privileged to have septic tanks, the effluent of that runs into the groundwater, which pollutes our dams and rivers, which are mainly the main source for a lot of the communities living in those areas as their water source from the dams and rivers. This pollution comes in the form of various different bacteria, E. coli, coliforms, which is not very good for anybody's health, as we all know. 70% of beds in the rural areas in the hospitals are taken up by people who have waterborne diseases from drinking bad water. So what is the solution to drinking water and bringing clean drinking water to people in rural areas? The solution is very simple and very cost effective in the name given to the Water Genie. What is the Water Genie? It's a safe, cost-effective and convenient drinking water system. Now, filtration needs to go through certain microns of filtration before it can be actually reasonable for drinking water. As you can see, and I'm sure you can see it on the screen there, the one thing, unfortunately, that I don't have too much of experience in is the human hair being 50 microns, because I don't have much on my head. So, but it gives you an idea that that is the size of a human hair. Below it, you'll see your protozoa, which is a form of bacteria, and the bacteria further below it. And the membrane that sits in this filter is 0.01 micron, which gives you the idea that none of this bacteria, none of the protozoa, none of the E. coli, none of the coliforms can get through this very simple filter. The Water Genie is plug and play, so you don't need any installation. You also don't need any power. It works on gravity alone. So there's no need for anybody to actually need to have electricity in the rural area if you haven't got access to that. The Water Genie has a flow rate of 800 milliliters to 1 liter per minute. As I said before, it works with gravity and doesn't require electricity. The Water Genie will filter 30 to 50,000 liters in its lifetime. There's a way which we will show you on the demonstration later of how to clean the filter so that your longevity of your filter is extended more than likely beyond those figures. It removes 99.9% of bacteria, parasites, microorganisms removed. In recent tests done in our laboratories, it actually said that they were 100%, but from a legal point of view, I don't think we would be advised. We need to give a little bit of that 0.1% from a legal perspective. So what does the kit contain? The kit comes in a kit form with instructions on the back of the on the packaging. It comes in this form. So on the left you have the Water Genie filter, which is a small filter that Kevin has in his hand there. It has a filter hanger, which for when you're not using the filter, it would clip onto the side of your bucket. It has a bucket. It has a backwash syringe, which is for cleaning your filter after use of filtration. It has a sediment filter and hose. The sediment filter is in case when people take water out of a river, they're obviously going to get sand and certain debris that comes out of the river that you don't want to go through the filter to block the actual filter. So the sediment filter sits in the bucket. It also comes with a tap connector and hose for those privileged enough to have a tap in their homes that the water may not be of drinkable quality. There are certain countries, certainly in Africa, that we supply to that have water that they can wash, they can bath, they can shower in, but they cannot drink and cook the water. Obviously the bucket comes with the system as well. So we pre-assembled the system, which is very simple to do. Two different attachments, pushes through the bucket, the sediment filter screws onto the inside, and we'll just show you now how to put the filter onto the actual pipe that you're going. So you can put the bucket onto any surface. It doesn't need to obviously be something like this. It can be a table, it can be a box, it can be, as long as you've got a gravitational flow, as long as the pipe going into whatever container that you like to use, whether it be a bottle, whether it be a pot, or a normal container where one would normally clean water and then keep the water. Saves you from boiling water. Boiling water comes with a couple of problems. Not all bacteria are removed through boiling. It also, as I said before, does not have any chemicals in it. It is totally organic. So there's no chance of getting anything that you're going to get from chemicals going into your system, which could contribute to some of the cancers that are going around in the regions. So to put the filter onto the bucket is very simple. It's got a filtration arrow which shows you, you cannot make a mistake on it. It has a filtration arrow which shows you the direction of the filtration of the actual water. So you put you push the hose onto the filter very simply like that. Now, we collected some water from the Yukskay River last night. The Yukskay River is probably one of the most polluted rivers, certainly within the CBD of Johannesburg. So I don't think anybody would like to drink the water. We have the container over there which has got a do not drink label on it because it is contaminated with E. coli, with coliforms and all sorts of other bacteria. So the Water Genie, you would fill up a bucket, depending on the size. It comes with a 10-litre bucket, so you can fill it up like that. Don't know if anybody would like to drink that water. I certainly wouldn't. So, as I said, the filter takes approximately, it filters at 800 to 800 millilitres to a litre per minute. So what we would do to activate the filter, and that's why I've got this little bucket over here, is to get the water running through the filter. You'll just take the cap off, let it run through the filter for approximately 10 seconds. That's to get the water in the filter, filling the membrane in the filter operational. And you'll see that if I lift because of the gravitational, it will stop filling as soon as I do that. Just move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let the water run there, and we can filter that water. And while the water filters, I'd like to recap on some of the points raised by the students yesterday about the daily queues in the rural areas for clean water. People waste a lot of time. The women and children waste a lot of time. The many diseases caused by unclean water, they're too numerous to mention. And unfortunately, a lot of people in our rural areas are susceptible to those type of diseases. 10% of disease is caused by waterborne diseases. 10% is a large number when you take the amount of diseases that there are around in the world today. Dirty water is deadly. These were points that the children brought up. And I think that the kids that were doing their talks certainly yesterday, and the players that were involved, could show us adults a couple of things about what they've heard that we didn't know. 18 million people in our country are living without access to clean drinking water and sanitation. That is a huge number. We need to change that. And we need to change it with simple solutions, and cost-effective solutions. Taps are often, if not most times, dry, and communities rely on dam and river water. Diarrhea is the second largest killer of infants due to the drinking of unclean water. Can you imagine the trauma that goes through in a family where the child has got no access to clean water, and they lose a child because the child has got such chronic diarrhea that the hospitals can't even help them, and parents lose a child? The pollution of groundwater tables from pit latrines is leading to polluted dams and rivers. This is a natural course of events. Up until now, there hasn't been a solution to a pit toilet being full. It's merely closed up and a new hole is dug. That water dissipates into the ground, it penetrates the water, it gets into the dams, it gets into the rivers, and our people are drinking water that is unclean out of these rivers, and they're dying because of that. The need to boil or insert dangerous chemicals into drinking and cooking water. Chemicals come with their own problem. I wouldn't like to drink chlorine every day. I wouldn't like to drink jig every day. Jig does not clean out your flies, your smell out of your pit latrines, where children have to go there and be subjected to these type of inhumane conditions to go to the toilet. The general problem that was brought about by all the kids was that the pit latrines was the smell and the flies. And I've been into, which you'll see later, we've been into certain areas where we've experienced this, and for me, that is a human tragedy. We need to change. We need to change quickly. So how are we doing with our water? We're okay. So, my question to the audience is what would you think the cost of clean drinkable water per litre going through a system like this would be? Any guesses? I beg your pardon? 3,000 rand a litre. I want your business. If we look and see what the cost of water is in your average store, we pay around about 12 rand for 500 millilitres of water. If I told you that this water would cost you over the period of a year 0.001 cent. That is what we need to do to bring water to our people. We don't need to bring water to the people that is going to cost them money and is going to cost them their hard-earned income to put a valuable source for cooking and for drinking purposes onto their tables and to the mouths of their families. It has been a passion of mine for the last 10 years to find a solution that comes to the people of South Africa and to the people of Africa to bring clean water, to bring clean sanitation, to restore the life, to restore the dignity to our people. Whilst people who are doing in big cities who can work with a tap, the majority of our people live in rural areas. We don't have the need with the means. It's not viable for any government or to put in water piping that is going into where you've got, I was in Kanyamazan the other day in Mpumalanga. There is no way that they can run pipes or sewage pipes through those areas. There are too many homes, there are too many umkukus, there are too many shacks, there are too many everything that they cannot uproot millions of people to install it. What is our solution? Bring the solution to the people. The same goes with the drainage systems. The same goes that you cannot uproot people to put drainage systems in. We are stuck with a monster problem that has been with us for the last who knows how many years. We need to solve that problem now. The problem that the solutions in the future, I believe, are things that can be done at great cost to government, at great cost to the communities involved. We need solutions now. We need solutions to the children that were doing these plays. We need to change their lives. We need to change their lives with water. We need to change their lives with sanitation. We need to restore the life and the dignity of our youth, who are more learned than we are because we thought that everything that we were doing was the correct way. They have access to too much information. We didn't have access to that information. The information that they have is on hand straight away. That is why when you see the research that these children have done and these students have done, it's incredible to actually see how much knowledge they have compared to what we had. So, I think we've got enough water there. Give you a stop there. So there's the comparison between those two. Okay, would you like to pour me a glass of water? It's quite thirsty work up here. So you have the choice. You can drink this water, or you can drink that water. I choose to drink this water. Where is Pakama? Did she run away? And I'd like another volunteer. Here we go, sir. Can you tell me how that tastes? Water from the Yitske River that nobody would drink.
The water actually tastes like the water that we buy from the shop. I can't believe that from that filter to that one, I'm drinking water that we buy in the shop for 15 rand.
You mean the same as this?
Same as that, even better.
Marvelous.
Thank you so much.
Morning, guys. Wow, this is unbelievable. The taste of water. It tastes like bottled water, the one you normally buy. It's a must for our schools, our villages, especially in the rural communities, guys. We need to find a way. Unfortunately, the educators here, this morning, guys. This is great, guys. I am ashamed.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the second product I'd briefly like to share with you yeah, so very quickly, what you would do is how to clean the filter, how to keep the filter so what you'll see is that in the kit, as we said, comes with a syringe. So you would take a couple of your clean water, not your dirty water. So when you look at the filter, the one arrow says filtration, the other arrow says backwash. The directional arrows are quite simple. So you take the cap off. It's a specially designed syringe. Inject it slowly. You can see the color of the water coming out of there is the color of the water that was in the bucket. So what you would do, very simply, is you can have a look at that. That's the water that's come out of the filter. That's all the dirt that's been filtered into the water. You do 2 or 3 of those syringes. Don't waste the water. You can do it into your plants. It's not going to hurt your plants. It's not going to do. And you do it until the water comes out clean on the other side. Once the water is clean like that, you put the cap on the back. And your filter, we've disconnected it now, but what you would actually have is you would have that hanger, and the hanger would clip onto the side of your bucket. You can put this water, you can store this water anywhere. You can store it into bottles, you can put it directly into pots, you can put it into water for brushing your teeth, washing your hands, doing whatever.